Welcome to the Cool English Podcast, where I bring you English vocab, culture, pronunciation, and much more.
Hello, welcome to the Cool English Podcast. I'm John, and today we'll be going over part 2 of the cooking methods vocabulary. Again, this is a great set to learn if you're going out to eat, or maybe you're a foodie and like to talk about food. So let's get started with level 2. The first word is cooking food with high heat from above. And in an oven, we have the baking method, but if you use the heat from the top, we call this broil. And to broil the food is to cook it from the top. You turn on the broiler if you want to cook it. It's good for like melting things. To cook foods with natural sugars until brown, we do this a lot with onions, for example, would be to
caramelize.
Caramelize. We caramelized onions. It's going to be to cook them in those natural sugars until you get a little brown on them. Next, cooking quickly in a small amount of fat. So we're not deep frying. We're just putting a little bit of fat and oil. That's going to be
Sauté.
Sauté. We're going to sauté some vegetables, maybe. Next, browning just the surface of food at high temperatures. So if you just do the top, it's still going to be kind of raw in the middle.
Sear.
Sear. It's very common, for example, with tuna. You might see seared tuna. So it's going to be almost like sushi in the middle, but seared on both sides. Next, cooking food in liquid at a temperature just below boiling.
Simmer.
Simmer. So we're going to simmer soup, for example. You simmer at a low temperature for a long time. And it's really common on the stove. You'll see simmer as a temperature setting, maybe the lowest possible. Next, vacuum sealing food and then heating it in a water bath at a precise temperature.
Sous vide.
Sous vide. So this is kind of a fancy way, and people buy this sous vide machine, which heats up the water to the exact temperature, and you put the food inside of a vacuum bag, and it cooks it to that temperature. You can't overcook it. And because it's in the vacuum bag, the juices stay inside of it. So many people say it's the best way to cook steak, for example. After that, we have cooking food by boiling water and using the hot vapors.
Steam.
Steam. So when you steam the food, it's not actually sitting in the boiling water. It's just using the steam from it. So it's common steamed vegetables, steamed dumplings. And the last one, cooking small pieces of food in hot oil while mixing in a wok.
Stir fry.
So stir fry is almost like a sauté, but in a wok. And it's really common stir-fried vegetables, stir-fried chicken. A lot of Asian cuisine, we use stir-fry. Okay, let's do a little review. So, example, we might say, dun dun dun, the cheesy garlic bread in the oven. So if I wanted to melt the cheese with that heat from above, I would say, broil, right? We broil. And maybe she's going to the beef and vegetables in a wok. So with Asian cuisine, if we kind of lightly fry in a wok, we say stir fry. We stir fry the beef and vegetables. To sweeten the sauce, she will the onions until they're golden. So when you cook things like onions until they're golden brown, we caramelize the onions. To preserve nutrients in broccoli, it's best to, instead of boiling it, I think when you cook with the vapors of the hot water, it's steam. How about some video clips? Let's see if you can hear the two phrases, the two words.
Starting to caramelize.
Doing seared ahi tuna steaks.
So I think he said caramelize and seared ahi tuna. What about here?
Sous vide egg bite.
You're going to get some extra stir fry tonight.
So I think there he said sous vide egg bite and stir fry. Gonna get some extra stir fry. And let's just check out a couple open questions. So have you ever, actually, level 2. What ingredients can you caramelize and how does it change their flavor? Well, as we talked about, I think we can caramelize onions. It's quite common, and garlic and other ones like that. And I think by browning it, it makes them a little bit sweeter in their flavor. What's the difference between sautéing and frying? I think you could say that it's the amount of oil or fat you're using, where sautéing is normally a small amount of oil or fat, while frying, you're using a lot more. Why might someone sear meat before cooking it fully? Searing the meat can give it that really nice Maillard reaction, that browning that gives a lot of flavor. And then you might cook it fully in the oven, for example. Okay, well, I think that's it for today. I think if you study these cooking methods, level 1 and level 2, you'll definitely do better the next time you go out for dinner. I hope you enjoyed learning cooking methods on the Cool English podcast. Next week, we'll be going over some new vocab, so check it out if you can, and have a great week.
To learn English.
Cool English.
Do you want to learn
Cool English.
Cool English, dude. English.